Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to today's online class. Today's topic is farm power. This topic has been divided into two parts, and this is the first part. Let us look at the meaning of farm power. Farm power is the energy or force used in carrying out farm operations. If a farmer wants to do a farm work or any farm operations, it requires energy. That is, for example, if you want to plow the soil, okay, it requires energy. It will consume energy. That is, it is either you use hoe to do the plowing, or you use tractor coupled with an implement called plow to do the plowing. So all these are the energy I'm talking about, or force, because the plowing cannot do itself or cannot be done without any force or energy being used. Okay, now there are various farm operations that the farmers carry out on the farm, and they make use of energy or power, and there are sources of farm power through which they can choose to make use of. So we have different forms of or different sources of farm power. So the following are sources of farm power. We have human power, mechanical power, electrical power, solar power, wind power, water power, biogas, and animal power. Let us look at them one after the other. For human power is derived from the power provided by human beings. For example, if you use hoe to prepare the heaps or the ridge where you want to plant something, so you have to make, when you are making the heaps by yourself using your whole energy, like the picture you are seeing here. Look at this farmer is using this the crude implements here to heap the soil together in order to make heap. Okay, so the human power usually makes use of crude implements such as the cutlass, the spade, the hoe, the wheelbarrow, and the rest of them. Here, now let us look at the farm operations which require human power. One is land clearing. That is, the human being can use cutlass to clear the farmland, to remove the trees and the bush. Okay. 2, plowing. That is to till the soil. Okay, you can use hoe to do the plowing. Harrowing. That is, you can use crude implements to break the big clog on the farm after plowing. Ridging, you can use the hoe to make ridges. Planting, you can use his hand to do the planting or make use of cutlass. Okay, like when you want to plant cassava. The next one is weeding. You can use hand to pull the weed or use cutlass or hoe to remove the weed. Harvesting, Harvesting can be done using cutlass in the case of cocoa, and also one can use hand by plucking orange with hand or using harvesting knife. Food processing, man can use his hand to process farm produce into other usable products. Okay, let us look at advantages of human power. One, man uses intelligence to manage all farm operations. All the farm operations that I've just mentioned are controlled by man with his intelligence. Okay, you know when to do this and how to do it. Number two, it is easily available in all farm operations. That is, man can perform all farm operations. Number three, it has control over all other sources of farm power. Other sources of farm power such as the electrical power, solar power, biogas, man control them. Okay. Disadvantages of human power. One, it gets exhausted and decreases in output. So man can easily get tired, and once man get tired, it will not be able to carry out farm operation very well. Therefore, the output will be decreased. Number two, poor health affects his performance. Whenever a farm laborer is sick or injured, he will not be able to perform very well. Number three, it consumes time. That is, the work that a man or a farm laborer can do in 5 hours can be done with a mechanical power, that is a tractor, for example, can do it in maybe 30 minutes. Number two is mechanical power. This involves the use of farm machines and implements for farm operations. Like on the screen you are seeing, here is a tractor. The tractor can do the work of plowing and ridging when the right implement such as the ridger or the plow is attached to the tractor. Okay, and this will now be controlled by the tractor operator. Okay, now here is the bulldozer. It can be used, or it is used to clear the farmland. Okay, it make work easier. Now let us look at the farm operations which require mechanical power. One is land clearing, plowing, harrowing, ridging, weeding, harvesting, feed milling, grinding, and food processing. There are various machines that perform this work. Like for land clearing, is the work of the bulldozer, the plow. The plowing, that is the plow. The harrowing, you attach an arrow to the tractor. Then ridging, you attach a ridger to the tractor. Weeding, you use chemical, because there are different types of machines that can be used to apply chemical. You have a knapsack sprayer, you have the tractor mounted sprayer. So harvesting, there is a combined harvester that can do the work of harvesting and threshing of grains. Okay, feed milling, there are machines that mill the feed that are consumed by animal. And grinding, for example, in our localities we have machines that grinds pepper. Okay, so for food processing, there are machines these days that can peel cassava. Okay, this reduce the stress of farm labor. Let us look at advantages of mechanical power. One is that mechanical power handles large area of farmland per unit time. That is, it will take less time to work on a large area of farmland. Number two, it works faster and more efficiently. That is, it will take less time and the work will be well done. Number three, it reduces farm drudgery. That is, farm drudgery means that when a farm laborer is to carry out a farm work, he will feel reluctant to do the work because it is tedious. But if mechanical power is employed, the work will be done with less effort because the farm operator, in the case of a tractor, simply have to operate the tractor while the tractor and the implement carry out the actual farm work. Let us look at the advantages of mechanical power. One, high capital investment is required. It costs a lot of money to buy machines and farm implements. Number two, it leads to displacement of workers. In a place where there are high population and if machine is being employed to carry out farm work, farm workers will not have work to do, and this can lead to unemployment. Number three, high cost of maintenance is required. Once the machine is damaged, it has to be maintained, and the maintenance cost a lot of money because to get the parts is a difficult task. Number four, technical skill is required. The farm operator, that the person that has to operate the machines, need to have the skill. Okay, without this, the machine can never be operated. Another source of farm power is electrical power. This power is derived from electricity or generator. On the screen, I hope you can see this cable. This cable is used to transmit the electricity from where it is generated to where it is needed. So this is high power transmission. This is a power line. Okay, now let us look at farm operations which requires electrical power. One is refrigeration of perishable farm produce such as the vegetables, the fresh meat, the fish, and some other, and tomato as well. So incubation of eggs, that is, there is a machine called incubator that is used to hatch fertilized eggs into chicks. Milking of dairy animals. Machines have been produced to assist the milking of dairy animals. Like we have milking machine that is used to milk dairy animals such as the ewe and the cow. We also have drying of farm produce. Dryer machine has been produced that makes use of electrical power in order to produce the heat that dries farm produce. Brooding of chicks. Now, in the brooding of chicks, if you put the chicks in the room or in an enclosed place, you use bulb that can generate heat, which will now provide heat for the chicks. Okay, shelling. There is a machine called sheller that shells the grains from the cob of a maize cob. Okay, we also have feed milling machines grinding machine, and also feed mixing machines. They all make use of electricity. They make use of electrical power. We also have food processing. Like I said before, that there is a machine that has been produced that can peel cassava. This machine make use of electrical power. Okay, and let us now look at another the advantages of electrical power. Advantages of electrical power: one, it is neat and cheap. What we mean by it is neat, it is that the development and the production does not require materials that can litter the or dirty the environment. It is cheap in the sense that once it is produced, the cost is minimal. Number two, it is dependable and easy to operate. Three, it is efficient and saves labor. Disadvantages of electrical power: one, supply is not regular in developing countries. For example, in Nigeria, electricity supply is not regular. It comes unexpected at unexpected time. It also goes out at unexpected time. So if this is employed in farm operations, it cannot be totally be dependent on. Sometimes. The next one is it is dangerous if carelessly handled. Okay, it can make one to be electrocuted if carelessly handled, and it can cause fire hazards. For example, if a machine is operated by electrical power and it is overused, so fire hazard can occur. Here is solar power. It is the power derived from the sun radiation reaching the Earth's surface. Solar energy is converted to electrical energy by solar panels installed in buildings. Look at the picture on the screen. Here is the sun, and here is the sun radiation. So as they fall on solar panels, so in these solar panels there are solar cells. So as this radiation falls here, the solar panels will now convert the radiation into electrical energy. So you can see this as they are laid here. So once this is done, energy will now be generated in form of electrical energy. So let us look at and this very energy can be stored in the battery to be used at later time. Let us look at the farm operations that require solar energy. One is generation of electricity. Two, heating of farmstead, processing of farm produce, and for photosynthesis in crop, because the crops also make use of sun energy in order to carry out their production. Advantages of solar power: one, it is cheap and clean source of farm power. It is free and easily available. The sun is available for everybody to make use of. So the advantages: of solar power. One, it is only available during the day. That is why I said it should be stored in the battery so that it can be used in the night. It is expensive to harness and stored. What we mean here is that the materials that we have to put together in order to make use of solar energy are expensive. Okay, it cannot be adjusted. The sun radiation cannot be adjusted, so this is one of the limitation of the solar power. Thank you for listening. Here is where we are going to stop the lecture.